Hi, everyone, and welcome to this week's content. We're talking about 5 words that you say as a homeowner that absolutely demoralize your staff, and the 10 reasons why homeowners use them. Those words are, "You aren't a good fit." It's the worst thing in the world to be on the receiving end of those words. I've heard them, most private service professionals have heard them, and it kills your soul. If you think as an employee that you got a good quarterly review, things are running smoothly, staff is trained well, the households are stocked, inventory is up to date, and you and your staff are delivering service on a daily basis without a lot of glitches. Let's be honest, nothing's perfect in this world. In most industries, that's grounds for an annual bonus, compensation increase, or at least a pat on the back. Yet, in private service, this excuse gets used often to move on to the next staff member. When homeowners use this excuse, whether there's an indication of poor performance or not, that person is left wondering what went wrong and what they could have done differently. Was there a lesson to be learned in this dismissal? And oftentimes the answer, sadly, is no. Homeowners use this to dismiss staff, to take a chance and to see what happens next. It's their right, it's their privilege to choose who they want to work in their homes and to relieve staff of their duties, even the competent ones, for reasons that may seem irrational or unfounded from an outsider or even an insider's perspective. These decisions, whether logical or not, often reflect underlying dynamics that may not be immediately apparent from an employee standpoint. So let's dive into the 10 reasons why homeowners use this tactic to dismiss domestic staff. Number 1, it could just be a personality mismatch or lifestyle. Wealthy employers often are particular with expectations regarding compatibility with their lifestyles, values, and household culture. This is also driven by how much time they may actually spend with that particular employee. That employee could be technically proficient, but still not in alignment with the employer's preferred demeanor, communication style, or just personal energy. Number 2, it could be a perfectionism or a high standards issue. Some individuals withhold exceptionally high standards and may regard minor mistakes or perceived shortcomings as intolerable. Even if staff is performing well, a single incident can lead to a termination. Number 3, maybe there's a power dynamic within the household. In households where wealth creates substantial power imbalances, terminating staff can sometimes represent an assertion of control or authority. This may stem from insecurities, stress, or desire to control their own environment. Number 4, could be influences from someone else, maybe another family member, a friend, or a staff with a grievance, bias, or personal conflicting interest. Internal dynamics in the household often play a significant role in how your team operates. Number 5, it could be changes of household needs. The needs of a luxury home can change quickly based on varying schedules in lifestyle or external pressures. A staff member may no longer align with evolving requirements, even if they were initially a good fit. Or maybe this is driven by moving to a larger house or another house. Number 6, miscommunication or a lack of feedback. Without clear feedback, staff may unknowingly violate unspoken expectations or norms. Some employers opt for dismissal instead of addressing issues directly just to avoid the confrontation. Number 7, emotional impulsivity. Like anyone else, wealthy homeowners can be impulsive and make decisions based on anger, frustration, or stress. High pressure lifestyles, personal problems can exacerbate this behavior. Number 8, you may just be ready for a change. Some employers may enjoy the novelty of new staff or feel dissatisfied over time, leading them to make changes unrelated to an employee's performance. Number 9, maybe there are legal or financial considerations that are underlying. In rare cases, legal advice or financial considerations, say taxes or insurance concerns, might prompt dismissal that is unrelated to performance. And finally, number 10, maybe it's just paranoia or distrust. Wealthy homeowners may develop concerns, whether justified or not, about security, loyalty, and confidentiality. If they suspect a breach of trust, they might fire someone preemptively. So here's what homeowners need to know about this type of dismissal practice. It is actually detrimental to both parties. Let me explain. For homeowners, word of why the staff was dismissed will spread quickly, no matter what the NDA says. Not only does the family endure a disruption in service, but the remaining staff also become acutely aware that they may be next. This prompts your more capable staff to begin seeking other employment opportunities, and it cultivates a culture of paranoia and anxiety among them, and doing little to promote retention of qualified staff. No one can work effectively under these conditions, and short-term employment cycles continue in your house. For the dismissed employee, they must now explain the unexplainable. The absence of logical employment transitions raises red flags on their resume. Securing another job after they stop overanalyzing why they lost the previous position is one of the most challenging aspects of their professional career. Candidates may scrutinize their job skills more closely, but this effort proves futile and frustrating without feedback necessary to know where to focus. Pursuing a new role that's more closely aligned with their values, service style, and personality is almost nearly impossible, especially when everyone is on their best behavior during interview and vetting processes. Frustration with this issue in private service is significant, and it drives a lot of seasoned professionals to seek positions outside of this industry. Domestic staff recruiters often struggle to help candidates articulate these situations. Yet, who can blame them when they really only hear one side of the story? There aren't practical questions to uncover these household dynamics. If there were, most homeowners would never say if they'd used this excuse to dismiss former staff. Asking current staff to explain the current work culture could put them at risk, and further, asking former staff would require them to breach their non-disclosure agreement. So it's a no-win situation on both ends of this partnership. Dismissing an employee under these circumstances doesn't necessarily reflect a lack of professional skills or work ethics. Instead, it often underscores the pressures and peculiarities of affluent households and homeowners. In my view, this is one of the most toxic aspects of our industry, bordering on abuse. Anyway, I hope it's helpful information. Thanks for listening.